Hi, my name is Kimberly Ward. I'm going to be talking to you about levothyroxine. Levothyroxine is used to treat hypothyroidism. Hypothyroidism is when that thyroid stimulating hormone in the blood is high and the uh, free thyroxine level, which is also known as T4, is low. These are the um, hormones that are tested in the blood to see if you have that hypothyroidism. These thyroids are produced by small glands in the neck. And when those labs come back abnormal, you may have already experienced some of these symptoms, such as maybe feeling more tired than normal, maybe being sad more often, or gaining weight without eating more. You may have slower bowel movements. This is also called constipation, where it's really hard to go to the bathroom and really hard to poop. You may be sensitive to cold environments. So when it's really cold, like in the winter, you may have increased sensitivity to it and may not be able to tolerate it as much as other people. And you may also have dry hair. And this occurs because everything in the body just completely slows down. Now, the gland in the neck is the one that controls how the body works. It controls how fast or slow the processes in our body move. Like it regulates how fast our heart beats, or how tired, or maybe how much energy we have, or our body temperature, like getting your temperature checked. Levothyroxine is a hormone that is made in the lab with natural products, but it helps replace what's been lost in those glands in the neck, and it helps things move along a little bit faster. So with everything moving on a little bit faster, you may have more energy to do things. You may have better moods and not be as sad as often. You may feel happy more. You may want to go out and do things because you are feeling better. You may lose that weight that you gained that was unintended. And you may also have easier bowel movements. You won't have to strain as much going to the bathroom. And your hair may improve. Now, levothyroxine is used to treat those thyroid stimulating hormones that are tested in your blood. And it's usually taken by the mouth. That way it is digested easier in the stomach. It's best when taken on an empty stomach. That means no food. So best to take when you wake up before breakfast. And with water. It is to travel through the body, and it travels through the bloodstream, and it gets throughout the whole body. The medicine goes to the liver. The liver is where it is converted into a form that the body needs to help improve those hormones. And then the medication, the way it leaves is through through pooping or through peeing. So staying hydrated, it helps the kidneys and your bowels kind of move a little bit quicker to help things get out. It has to be taken every day for the medication to work properly. Because it works so slow, you may not notice symptoms you may not notice your symptoms improving right away. Now, some effects can happen that are unexpected or not very pleasant that we don't like. These symptoms are not intended for this medication. So these symptoms can be your heart beating way too fast. This could be above 100 beats per minute. You may sweat more often. Clothes feel like they're sticking to you without doing exercising. You may feel very nervous, just randomly nervous, even though things aren't happening in your life. And you may have trouble falling or staying asleep. You may end up losing too much weight too without dieting or exercising. These symptoms are not therapeutic and not intended. So therefore, you should follow up with your primary care doctor. The doctor can then ensure that levels in your blood are where they need to be, and maybe the dosage needs to be lowered so you don't have these horrible feelings. Now, older adults and children are almost kind of the same. but a little different. There's some differences. So older adults, they have decreased liver function. The older they get, the less their liver is able to really metabolize or convert things to what the body needs. So it may just stay in there, and it can cause the medication to be too high of a level because it's not getting moved around. So it kind of just sits in there. Therefore, older adults may need to start at the lowest dose possible. Now, levothyroxine does affect the heart very much. So older adults do need to make sure that they are getting their heart monitored and their heart rate checked regularly so the heart can stay healthy. Now, children, that thyroid hormone is very, very important for their growth and development. So therefore, if they are experiencing that hypothyroidism and they need to be on levothyroxine, it is very, very important that they take this on a regular basis so that they can have that regular brain and growth development, and possibly decrease those chances of any cognitive delays in development. I want to thank you for listening to this about levothyroxine. Some key takeaways I have are: make sure you take it on an empty stomach. It is best to take it as early as possible when you first wake up on an empty stomach. That's how it best gets into our stomach and absorbs in our body. You want to take it every day. Do not miss a dose if possible. Set a reminder if you have to. And also make sure you monitor all your symptoms. Monitor how you feel each day. Monitor if you feel like your heart is racing. Monitor how your hair looks. But not right away, because the medication does take some time to work. You want to wait at least maybe 2 to 4 weeks before. You also want to make sure that you keep up with your doctor's appointments so they can make sure that the medication is at the right dosage. Thank you.